Well, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN Onyx coin today. Yeah, looking at the price right now, we're at about 0.00207. This was my most recent purchase in crypto. I added more to the stack back on this low here at 0.00195, I want to say. I think it was right there. Not at the lowest point, but definitely like near this low point here. We probably return back down there. I do actually have a buy order set at 0.00195 right now, just in anticipation of that. If it goes lower, like whatever, I'm okay with that, man. But I don't believe XCN will see a lower low. It's possible, and if it does, I'm okay with just sitting on it and waiting. But I think that was a higher low in this like series of higher lows, and I don't think that that's going to be broken or given up. So if we do happen to go lower than this area here, you know, I would be totally fine with expecting that we probably don't go below that area there. So I don't know. If we happen to go lower, it'll be for a short amount of time. It'll come back. I'm not too worried about it. XCN, with the way that it looks on its daily RSI, it's a bit neutral. The price is a bit neutral, so it's not giving us much. I would say, if anything, it's a bearish looking RSI, and it probably does want to come back down. It is very possible that the price could go lower than this low right here that I'm drawing from. Perhaps we see 0.00173, 0.00163, somewhere in there. We could find a low around 0.00195 or lower, you know, 0.00186, somewhere in that range as well. But that's why my buy order is at 0.00195, because that's the highest of my expected outcomes, and I don't care really where I get in at this point, man. I want to get in, period. So I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to get in because I do expect great things out of XCN. I think it's all you know, in the potential of this coin. If it sees new all-time highs, if it does, if being the key word. Come on now. The minimum expected target would be at 42.4 cents. Okay. To put that in reference, you know, let's say we drop down a little bit, right? Let's just say we drop down to that area I'm looking for. That would be a 222x. 222x, all the way up there. From the current price, it's still a 200x essentially. So that's great. Still, right? So phenomenal growth. If we were to see new all-time highs, that's the minimum expected target. The minimum expected target, right? If we look at XCN Onyx coin here on CoinGecko, the market cap here is 58 million. It's 58 and a half. Let's round up and call it 59. Okay, a 10x would be 590 million. A 100x would be 5.9 billion. A 200x would be about $12 billion. And that's a high market cap, don't get me wrong, but it's completely achievable. If you've been in crypto for at least one cycle, if not multiple cycles or longer, right, you know that these kind of market caps are attainable and achievable by coins that catch attention, traction, whatever, right? And a coin that has a lot of volume, a lot of interest down here after having a history like this and then a nice curved bottom, I mean, it'll gain a lot of attention when it starts to grow, and it'll have less of a problem growing than a lot of coins that have attention on them now. The coins that have attention on them now, like Solana, like Avalanche, like Dogecoin, like Shiba Inu, they're all worth multiple billions of dollars in market cap valuation. They will likely grow. Ethereum, ADA, XRP, you know, coins that have attention on them, Caspa. But inevitably, in reality, their potential for percentage-based growth is lesser than something with a market cap as low as this, 58 million. That's early. People talk about, you want to do crypto right, you want to get into it, you want to make money in crypto, you have to get into a project early. But like, people never say what that looks like. They'll talk about a coin that's worth $1 billion as if that's early. And maybe it is. If it goes to $1 trillion market cap, maybe that's early. You know. However, I would say with a pretty proper formal, maybe not even a formal definition, let's call it my opinion of a definition for what early is for cryptos, is if you can get in below $100 million in a market cap and you pick your project and it's a good project, it's something you can hold through the end of the cycle, that's getting in early, right? Because with the market cap that's below 100 million, 100x is possible, 500x is possible, 1,000x is possible, right? Because let's see, at 100 million, I mean, I guess 100 million would be to 100 billion. That would be 1,000x. So maybe that wouldn't happen. I doubt if you're below $1 billion that you would see a $100 billion market cap. That generally doesn't happen, if it's a legit project at least. But seeing something worth tens of billions of dollars is possible, and that's good for at least 100x, so or more, so multiple hundreds of x's. So something like this is getting in early. With that comes inherent risk. You don't know. That's what's nice about the ones that are talked about, like that I mentioned earlier, like Solana, Avalanche, Dogecoin, Shiba. You know that they will probably do well throughout the cycle. Now, doing well for them is like a 10x, a 20x, maybe even a 5x. It's not these crazy, insane numbers, but it's still at least more assured that those projects are going to grow. This one, it's only been through a bear cycle. What promise do we have that it's going to go up? There's no promise. There's hopes, there's anticipations, there is structure in the chart. Sometimes, and oftentimes actually, charts that look like this in their beginning, and they have this nice curved bottom. They've got a lot of volume. You're getting higher highs, higher lows. It looks good, but time will tell. We still have a lot of, the readings on the RSI look nice on the weekly. But that's just my opinion. Who cares about my opinion? I can be wrong. We're holding this 123 moving average pretty well. I don't know, man. I think that Onyx coin has a lot of potential in it. I just wanted to talk about it and kind of address as to why it was my most recent purchase. I was going to buy some other cryptos, but I just went over the math, man, and I'm like, man, if we're here, even if we don't see new all-time highs, right? Even if we don't see new all-time highs, which I anticipate it will, but even if we don't and we see a 618 retracement, well, that's still a 7.6x. At my worst case scenario, it's a 7.6x. That's great still, right? At the 786, still a likely expectation, a 17x. The 886, that's a 29x. You're telling me this thing doesn't even have to see new all-time highs and I could outperform some of the biggest cryptos this cycle? Like, that's enticing to me, let alone what the potential is if it does see new all-time highs. That's your first stop. That's a minimum expectation. What if you go all the way up here? Dude, that's 1,000x. Like, that's literally like $50 billion market cap from the current market cap. $58 billion, that'd be 1,000x. As crazy as that sounds, what's 1,000x? You put $1,000 into something, that's $1 million. I'm not saying put $1,000 into this. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a low cap potential gem, this might be a good one to get into. And who knows? It might not even see the 1618. It might not even see the 1272. But if it is to see new all-time highs, my minimum expectation from the current price would be over a 200x. So that is enticing to me, let alone the potential of 1,000x. Genuinely speaking, this late in the cycle, it's hard to find stuff like that. It's essentially going to have to move up in a straight line by the time the cycle's over. Actually, let's see. When would that? I guess we could move like this. If we move like that, that's probably toward the end of the cycle is over here. So who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe we go parabolic. I don't know. And just because the cycle ends over here, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Just because the expectation is it does, doesn't mean this thing couldn't top off sooner. We do see cryptos top off before Bitcoin or other coins top off too, so that actually does happen. But I got nothing else I want to say, man. I'm just rambling on at this point. Let's actually do some technical analysis before I'm over here. Man, I've been playing music this whole time, haven't I? Low to high, bounce, tipped your 786 beautifully. Got back above your 618 on the weekly for the last 3 weeks in a row or 2 weeks in a row at least. I like it. I think it looks good. If and when we go below this line here, it probably won't be sustained. I would expect that we do find a higher low. There is the possibility of seeing a lower low even, but a higher low than this nonetheless. looking at this a little bit more closely, I really wouldn't. I know in the beginning of the video I was saying I kind of would expect we go below there. I don't know if I do now. I don't know if I do. Below this line, the white line, sure, but I don't know if we go below this white line. Time will tell, but inevitably higher, and when this thing wants to run, man, it likes to do so week after week. So I don't know how much longer we have, but probably not too long before this thing starts to go on a terror again. But that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Look into it. If you want to invest in this coin, don't just let my insane price predictions convince you. Convince yourself. Look up, type in XCN, type it up on Google. Look up Onyx Coin Protocol. Look up their white paper. Read about the tokenomics. Read about the intention behind the project. See if it's meant for you. If it's not, if it doesn't entice you, doesn't interest you, look for something that does. Don't just take my word for it. But I do think with the potential gains that are possible here, I mean, even throwing something as low as like $100, $10, man. If you did 1,000x, $10, you got $10,000, right? It's not a bad bet. Even if you don't, even if it's like a 200x, which is still crazy, but even if it's a 200x, $10 would be what, $2,000? Is that right? 200 times 10 would be 2,000, right? I think so. Yeah. It's funny how basic math confuses me, but I can string math together and be fine. But anyways, that's all I got, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you next time.